Welcome to BRC TV. This week, coming to you from the box of Rothfire, the pride of Queensland, who's on the comeback trail, hopefully making a successful comeback when he goes to Sydney next month for the shorts on September 18. It would be certainly an extraordinary comeback if he can do it successfully, and so many people have got their fingers crossed that he can do just that.
I think it's a little similar, mate, to buffering. You know, the underdog. You know, you get knocked down so many times, and you get back up off the canvas and keep fighting. And Buff went on to enjoy an incredible amount of success. And you know, the story with this horse Rothfire, he was only a cheapie, a bit of a giveaway horse. Bunch of battlers in the horse, you know, and he's won just shy of $1 million, and he's had that accident, and he looks like it could be one of those incredible get up off the canvas stories, and he could compete at a high level against.
The trial obviously gathered a huge amount of interest. Did it take you by surprise what he did in that trial and the time that he ran?
No, it didn't, because it was always our plan. You know, Mel, myself, my team, my track work riders, my vet, Phil Bagaze, who's pretty much monitored the progress of him every day to get to this level. We needed to make a statement. If we had any aspirations to go to the Everest, I needed him to come back. I needed a good, strong, competitive hit out. And just as importantly, he needed to pull up well. Now, La Palmiere was in there. Well, I suppose in hindsight, I couldn't have scripted it any better. We had a horse that went out and really tested him. And you know, he really let down brilliant and run super time, but pleasingly for us is he pulled up fantastic.
And it's Rothfire on the outside of La Palmiere. He's gaining the upper hand now, Rothfire. He's starting to draw away from La Palmiere. Back in third spot, Liza with a Z, but he's back Rothfire, and he's starting to open up. He'll stretch it out and win it nicely. Rothfire by 3 at the line.
I guess with that motivation to get into the Everest, then there was no desire on your part to maybe ease him back into racing. You're diving straight into the deep end of the pool first up.
100%, Nathan, and Phil Bagaze, my vet, he gave me the incentive to do that. His comment was, Robbie, he'll either make it back or he won't. There's not going to be a little bit, you know, you're not going to bring him back and run him in a nice little open race in Brisbane and see if he goes well and then go to a Group 3 race. He comes back, quality Group 1 horse that he is, or he doesn't make it back. So that's pretty much how we've looked at it, and you know, so far, and I'm a realist, I know at any given day I could be giving the connections bad news, because there's always going to be that fragility with that joint, and maybe when we run in the shorts, this is when he's really going to get tested. Yeah. When the jockey's going to ask him, okay, you're giving 98%, I need that extra 2%. Bang, go do your best.
So there is that trepidation every time he goes out, sort of, that it's in the back of your mind that something could go wrong?
Yeah, of course there is. And it's not just every time he goes out in a race, it could be every time he goes out on the track.
The owners got that bad news in September last year, and there was a strong likelihood he may not race again. Tell me about the difference in their moods from when you were able to make a call or send that first message out saying, hey, there's a chance we'll get this guy back.
To be honest, I think they were always optimistic. I don't think there was a negative word among the whole group. I mean, it was okay, it's happened, let's move on. I probably wore the most pain on my sleeve than any of them. And they've always, to a man and a lady, there's a lot of ladies in as well, but everyone's been just so optimistic from day one, and it has been a lengthy process. He had his first 5 months at Emeren Park with Shannon Betts in New South Wales, and part of the reasoning for that was Dr. Hayley Lang from the equine clinic, Randwick Equine Clinic. She did the surgery. She used to pop up and see him every week.
While he was in his recovery process, you just happened to uncover another one who's possibly good enough to take away as well.
We hope so. He's still got a hurdle or two to jump, but Prince of Boom, it's a nice association I've built up with Adrenaline Thoroughbreds, Michael and Paul. They're great to work with. We got this horse, a close association with Eureka, you know, thoroughbred or Eureka stud here in Queensland, and it's a good story. He's, gee, what did he won a maiden at Caloundra on the Sunday, and I backed him up on the Saturday 6 days later, and he won a Group 2.
Does this guy get extra special treatment from the staff?
Oh, pretty much Mel's baby. Mel spends more time with him than anyone, and Mel's had a COVID shots getting ready to go to Sydney with him, and you know, it's just going to be very sad that, you know, same as last year, we're not going to, as a group of owners, get the pleasure of going down to Sydney and being there on the big days. We'll just have to watch it on telly, but you know, I use that word a few times, miracle. It'd be a miracle if he gets back to the races, and it'll be an even bigger miracle if he's successful.
Sunny day here in Brisbane on Thursday. The only thing that could make it better is if we can tip a few winners. You're going to start off with one that's got some pretty solid form lines around.
Yeah, race 4 I think is a good starting point. Nath Rockamore, he won here track and distance last start, and he beat Samurai and Barney's Law. They both won last week, so I think that's a terrific form line. He had to do some work from 11 gate to get across the lead, then got a fairly soft run in front, but I'm hoping the same scenario happens on Saturday, that he does get a soft lead. He's a rock solid fit, and I think he's going to be hard to beat.
He
again.
certainly let down quickly when he won. Now you're sticking solid with the Golden Stable there, but you're taking on another, well, I think it's fair to say Who's Your Dealer's a hype horse.
Oh, no doubt, and he was impressive in the trial Who's Your Dealer at Doomben on August 3. He's had nice time to get over that. He looks as though he's been prepared for a first up run. I just wondered a little bit in the trial. He's only had the 3 starts. He did a bit wrong. He was a bit slow out and he wanted to over race, but he did find the line. But I think McCovey Cove has got a good chance to upset him. 1 alley. Last start, there was a dawdling pace in a 1400 metre race. I think back to 1200 there might be a bit more tempo, and I think the 1 gate allows him to get a gun run just off the speed. So save on Who's Your Dealer, because I think he's a promising horse. But McCovey Cove's fit, 1 alley, Ryan Maloney, plenty of pluses.
Now I know with Bart, you don't get too many chances with Bart. If you cross him once, you get a warning. If you get to cross him twice, you get life.
Well, if a dog bites you twice, you go back and pat him?
But conversely, you are very, very loyal, and you're sticking loyal to another one that you tipped here a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, Jasui Bell, I think her 2 runs this time in have been terrific. She ran second at 1,000 metres first up. Last time some doubted at 1,200. I think she ran the trip, but the problem was she hit the gates as she jumped and finished probably a couple of lengths back from where she should have been. It was a leader-dominated race. The first 2 were the first 2 place getters, so it was hard for her. Back to 1,000 metres, I'm just a bit worried about the 8 gate. She could get left out on a limb, but I think she's going terrific this campaign.
Oh, well, good luck.
Thanks, Nate.